Hello and welcome to the GEM Tutoring Center's video on absolute values. In this video we're going to talk about what absolute values are and how to place them on the number line, how to use the number line to solve absolute value problems. So the main idea is this: if you have a number like 2, you can locate that on the number line, so that'll be right here. And when we take absolute value, we use the symbols, these, which are called vertical bars. And when we place a number in between two vertical bars, what we're actually saying is, what is the distance of that number from 0? So in this example here with 2, we're asking ourselves, what is the distance of 2 from 0? Okay, so we start out 0 and we count 1, 2. So we counted 2, so the distance of 2 from 0 is 2. Okay? Now if we look at the absolute value of -2, let's first locate -2 on the number line. That's right here. So the absolute value of -2 is the distance that -2 is from 0. So we start from 0 and we counted 2. So our number was 2. Remember that distances are always greater than 0 on a number line, even if you're counting to a negative number. So because the distance from 0 to -2 is 2, the absolute value of -2 is also 2. So this is interesting. This is an important fact. Let me write it down here. The absolute value of a number and the absolute value of its opposite by sign, negative or positive, they both give you the same result. So what we're looking at is the size of the number rather than the sign of the number when we take absolute values. Let's do this one. So you can do arithmetic inside of absolute values, symbols. So the general idea is we do all of the arithmetic inside of the absolute value symbols first, and then we do the absolute values evaluation. So what we'll do here is first we'll add 2 and 3, and we get 5, and the absolute value symbols are still on the outside. Then we say, okay, where is 5? 5 is on the number line over here, and the absolute value of 5 means the distance of 5 from 0. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the absolute value of 5 is 5. Let's do this one. The absolute value of -7 plus 7. We know that -7 plus 7 is 0, so the absolute value of 0 is the distance that 0 is from 0, and we know that that is 0 because 0 sits on top of 0. Okay, so the absolute value of 2 minus 3 is the absolute value of -1, and -1 is right here, so if we count from 0 to -1, that's just 1. So the absolute value of -1 is 1. The absolute value of 10 minus 14 is the same as the absolute value of -4. -4 is over here, so we count from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We counted 4 units, so the absolute value of -4 is 4. Then we do this one, where the absolute value of 9 minus 10 plus 11. So 9 minus 10 is -1, and the 11 is still there. That's the same as the absolute value of 10. And we count from 0 to 10, we'll find that that is 10. So the distance is 10, so the absolute value of 10 is 10. Okay, so that's how we use the number line. Now we're going to do some problems that will land on numbers that are bigger than what are on our number line. So we're not going to use the number line anymore right now, but we're going to just use what we know about absolute value arithmetic to evaluate these problems. So the absolute value of -9 minus 7 is equal to the absolute value of -16. And we know that positive, negative doesn't matter for absolute values, so this will just be 16. The absolute value of -9 times 2 is the absolute value of -18, which equals 18. Okay? The absolute value of 3 times 3 plus 4 minus 5 minus 10. Okay, for this one, we need to evaluate everything in here first, and then we will do the absolute values. So the way that we do that is 3 times 3 is 9, and then that's plus 4 minus 5 minus 10. So then 9 plus 4 is 13, so write it like this. And 13 minus 5 is 8. That's not 18, this is a vertical bar. So it's 8 minus 10, okay? And then that is equal to the absolute value of negative 2, which is equal to just 2. So when you see something like this, you might be tempted to say, oh, well, the absolute value of 3 times 3 plus 4 minus 5 minus 10 is equal to the absolute value of 3 times 3 plus the absolute value of 4 minus 5 plus the absolute value of negative 10. This is wrong. Do not do this. This could give you the wrong answer. So the better way, the right way, the correct way, is to evaluate everything first. Evaluate the expression inside first, and then take the absolute value. Then take the absolute value. Okay, this concludes this video. If you'd like to hear about when new videos are released, please subscribe, and please also check out our other videos. Hope to see you in the next video. Thanks.